Welcome back to the channel where we talk all things action-packed children's programming. The Curtis Zone, ladies and gentlemen. I, of course, your humble and handsome host, Dylan J. Curtis, do nothing but welcome you and thank you for hitting that like and subscribe button for more content from here on the Curtis Zone. Now, remember, we here on the Curtis Zone, we listen to your questions, your comments, your concerns, and we also do nothing but thank you for those. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or requests, leave it in the comment section that-a-way. Now today is another Power Ranger themed episode. We talk all things action-packed children's programming, and Power Rangers counts as that. So today we are talking about the moments that are very important in every season of Power Rangers. Now it will be a lot to cram into just one episode, so we're gonna split it up into 3 different parts. Today is all about the SABAN era. I'm talking about from Mighty Morphin to Wild Force. Now, we're going to talk about it, but we're going to go backwards. We're going to go from Wild Force to Mighty Morphin. And when I say important moments, I mean the moments that you must watch because they are very vitally important to characters or story. Listen to this very carefully. Hit the like and subscribe button. And don't forget that we here listen to your questions, comments, concerns, and your requests. So leave them in the comment section located that way. There are only 3 pieces of news I want to give to you guys. The first piece of news is the fact that it has been confirmed that a bunch of characters are going to be in the Deadpool 3 movie. And a bunch of people reprising old roles, including Jennifer Garner reprising her role as Elektra. And a cameo of Magneto from X-Men First Class. It is looking like it's going to be a lot of fun. The second piece of news I want to give to everybody is the Power Rangers Once and Always sequel is looking like it's going to happen. So be on the lookout for that. The final piece of news is that Marvel is thinking about replacing Margot Robbie as Sue Storm, Invisible Woman, due to the fact that DC gave her a better offer. And DC gave her a better offer, which means that she's coming back. So I can't wait to see that. Without further ado, let's get into this episode. Remember, like and subscribe. Now, we're going backwards. We're going from Wild Force to Mighty Morphin. And remember, a lot of these may have 2, maybe 3, maybe 5 different important moments. So, we're going to talk about them as much as possible, okay? Remember, like and subscribe. The one important moment you need to know about Power Rangers Wild Force is the saga behind Master Org, or Dr. Adler. We find out later in the series that Dr. Adler, or Master Org, killed the Red Ranger's parents, the Red Ranger Cole. This leads between a conflict between Cole, the Red Ranger, and Master Org, ultimately leading to Master Org's defeat, but not his demise. He came back later in the series and became a full Org in order to destroy the Power Rangers. It was a pretty intense type of thing to learn. We'll be on forever till forever stops. We're singing, hey, hey, we'll be on. 3-part series, Dawn of Destiny, Destiny Defeated, and Fight Against Fate are important in Time Force. Wes's descendant Alex has come back to the past, while at the same time, Rancic pulled off a daring heist at Biolab where he injured Wes's father, Wes being the Red Ranger. So Wes takes over control of Biolab, while at the same time Alex takes control of the Power Rangers. Skipping some stuff here and there, Wes eventually takes back control as the Red Power Ranger, and while that happens, his father is being healed by Alex. This is a very big turning point in the Power Rangers mythos, and it made you wonder how did this happen? How is Alex alive? Because, spoiler alert, Alex died in the beginning of the series. The important moment from Lightspeed Rescue is when we meet the Titanium Ranger. Captain Mitchell, who is leader of Lightspeed, had made a deal with the Demon after his family had been in a car accident. The Demon would save his son Ryan. In exchange, Ryan will belong to the Demon. Now, you can't trust demons because they're either true to their word or they will lie to you. And Diabolico wasn't lying. Years later, Ryan had come back and stolen the titanium morpher and became the Titanium Ranger. Now, he started as an evil ranger, but then became good. This is a very big turning point, which is why it's a very big, important moment. The next important moment we're going to talk about is from Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, and that is the complete saga of the Magna Defender. Now, the difference between the Magna Defender and every other Ranger in Power Ranger history is that the Magna Defender was the first ever anti-hero in Power Ranger history. Everything he did, he was doing for his son, but at the same time, he was doing evil. At the same time, good. And that was literally tearing him apart from the inside out, because he also had Mike, the Red Ranger's brother, inside of him, and Mike was a force of pure good. Skipping some stuff here and there, everyone knows the story. He died, and he saved Terra Avenger at the same time doing it. So yeah, there's that. The important moment from Power Rangers in Space is when we find out that Astronema, who's the main villain of Power Rangers in Space, is actually Corone, the Red Ranger, Andros' sister. Now, everyone who's seen Power Rangers in Space knows what happened. Once she finds out, she tries to turn against Dark Spectre, but Dark Spectre kidnaps her and basically reprograms her, and she uses her reprogrammingness to create the Psycho Rangers, which started the Psycho Rangers saga. So, yeah, that's a very important moment. The only important moment from Power Rangers Turbo is the episode known as Passing the Torch. In this episode, Tommy, Kat, Adam, and Tanya were asked to pass on their Power Ranger powers to a new team of Rangers, which gave us a new team of Rangers known as Carlos, Ashley, Cassie, and the first ever black guy to play a Red Ranger, TJ. Justin was the only one who was not asked to pass the torch, but that's only because he's still the youngest Ranger in Power Ranger history. The important moment from Power Rangers Zeo is when we meet the Gold Ranger, the first Gold Ranger in Power Ranger history. Now, the first ever Gold Ranger was Treya Triforia, who embodied 3 different types of himself, which I'm not going to spoil for you, but later on in the series, Treya Triforia would transfer the power of the Gold Ranger to Jason, who had returned to Power Rangers thanks to Tommy. Now, the Gold Ranger power didn't last long, but it was enough to help them fight against the Machine Empire and King Mondo. So, yes, it's a very big moment in Power Ranger history because it was the first ever Gold Ranger. Now, there are 5 very important moments from Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, but we're going to talk about the top 3, okay? 3 important moments for 3 seasons, okay? From season 3, an important moment would be when we meet Ninjor. Ninjor bestows upon them their amazing ninja power, which makes them faster, stronger, and smarter than they were before, because it comes from the cunning and swiftness of ninja. They also get their Ninja Zords, which combined can become the Ninja Mega Falcon Zord. This is a very important moment due to the fact that this moment was actually used in a movie, but then was reused due to the fact that the movie didn't make much money. However, we loved it nonetheless. Another important moment from Mighty Morphin is White Light, the 2-part series. The late Jason David Frank's character Tommy returns to the Mighty Morphin power, but not as the Green Ranger, but as the White Ranger. And as the White Ranger, he commands Saba, the legendary sword, as well as the White Tiger Zord. This is important because he was the first 6th Ranger, and Tommy will always have a special place in our hearts. Ladies and gentlemen, the late Jason David Frank. Another important Tommy moment is Green with Evil Part 5, Breaking the Spell. In this episode, well, everybody knows the gist of the episode, every Power Ranger fan at least, but the gist of it is that Tommy has a final confrontation with all the Power Rangers, and this leads to them breaking the spell. This is important because Zordon said, and I quote, "You are watching history in the making. Finally, the 6th Ranger is one of us." And he was right. It was history in the making, because the late Jason David Frank was still, is, and always will be the Green Ranger. And just like that, another episode of the Curtis Song comes to a screeching close, ladies and gentlemen. We want to thank today's sponsor, Coastal Waste and Recycling, for sponsoring today's episode. Now, if you think that I missed something, leave it in the comment section down below, and I will do it another time. And remember, this is just the Saban era. We're gonna do the Disney era, the Neo Saban era. It's gonna be incredible, guys. We're gonna do it over a bunch of different episodes. So, be on the lookout for those.